On February 25th, a gay Malaysian man has won a breakthrough court battle against Selangor state's Islamic ban on sex, quote-unquote, against the order of nature, drawing the LGBTQ community one step closer to wider acceptance of gay rights in a predominantly Muslim country. Malaysia's federal court declared that Selangor state law, which criminalized consensual gay sex, making it an offense under Sharia law, is unconstitutional. The state legislature has no authority to enact those laws. Therefore, the law is invalid because Parliament's legislation governs these offenses. So basically, this is a federal offense. The plaintiff, whose name is withheld to protect his privacy, filed his petition after being arrested in 2018 for, quote-unquote, attempting gay sex in Selangor. He denies the accusation. While this ruling is in regard to only one state within Malaysia, local activists are hailing the decision.
Finally, some good news from Malaysia, eh?
Yeah.
So they charged him with attempted gay sex? That's interesting.
Attempting it.
Attempting sex. I mean, it's just silly, you know. I mean,
yeah. No, Tojo is saying exactly what I was thinking. Attempting, does that mean he wasn't doing it right?
Maybe that's the problem. That's the problem they have with it. By the way, this got some angry reactions on our Facebook page, and I think because people can't read, they see criminalization of gay sex, and they're like, "Oh no, this is like Islamic country criminalization of gay sex." Like, they just can't read. I think they just can't. That's why there was a lot of angry reactions to this, and I think they just. Not only they don't read the articles, they can't even read the title. Yes.
And most of those kind of things are misunderstanding of the title. Most people don't even read the article. They look at the title and, you know, make a decision. So yeah. They're not paying attention.
Yeah, so people on our Facebook page had some commentary because we do have a lot of Malaysian people. And I wonder if there's anyone in the chat today that's in Malaysia. So as I was learning more in this news, it may not necessarily be as positive as we think. So they declared that it's unconstitutional within a specific state of Malaysia. However, it's not that the criminalization of gay sex is unconstitutional in the country. It's that the state does not have the power to enforce that. So my understanding is that this is still potentially punishable federally. So it's like people on our Facebook page is saying it's a small win, or as there are two sets of laws in Malaysia. Under Sharia law, it's still criminalized and punishable for Muslims. Recently, the authorities have been targeting the transgender community too for quote-unquote insulting Islam. Also, Muslims are not allowed to leave their religion in Malaysia, so not much has changed. So if you're born into a Muslim family, you're considered Muslim. So then even if you have secretly leave your faith later and you're gay and you're doing this consensually, Sharia offenses are still applicable to you. Yeah, Rivka, go ahead.
So I have a question. If the court is saying that the state cannot enforce this law, they mean that particular region or province or, you know, state like they have in India. It's divided up into different states. But the federal government can? That seems like a logical fallacy. If the government of a particular region can't enforce that, why can the federal government? But it doesn't fall under state jurisdiction. It falls under federal jurisdiction. So only the government can punish people for this. Or if you're Muslim, you would get punished for it because it's Sharia. But if you're not, then you won't. Like, it seems a little confusing.
Yeah. So
and illogical.
Yeah. I mean, I could be misunderstanding things. This isn't, I know essentially nothing about Malaysian law. What I said could potentially be wrong. But there are other people who are saying it actually means gay sex would be punishable under federal laws, not state state Sharia laws. And then FYI, the existing punishment for gay sex under federal laws is much heavier than that of the state laws. So it comes down, it seems like this is coming down to more of a procedural technicality.
A jurisdictional one maybe too.
Yeah.
As well as like a standing. Like they don't have the jurisdiction to rule on this. So that's what it is. Not that they're ruling on the constitutionality of punishing people for a private act.
Exactly.
They're ruling on the constitutionality of who gets to do the punishing. So it's a jurisdictional thing.
Oh, AJ is saying, that's weird. How can they have two separate laws? How do they figure out who is a Muslim and who isn't? Well, it's actually on your identification. That's my understanding, is that it's on your ID cards.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's like that in many countries.
Well, I'm not trying to be crude, but the circumcision might help them know too.
No, we're talking Malaysia, guys. Yeah, like in Iran, my ID had my said Islam as religion since birth, by the way. So nobody asked me; just put it there.
Oh, okay. Here's a little bit more background from the Human Rights Watch. While the ruling leaves intact a federal statute criminalizing same-sex relations, it does bring relief to those who have faced persecution from religious enforcement agencies enforcing such state laws. Interesting. Yeah, so Malaysia's federal laws are no more friendly to the LGBT community than its state laws. They are in fact so far-reaching that most sexually active Malaysians of any orientation likely fall afoul of them. Carnal knowledge against the order of nature is an offense, or any sexual act involving, quote-unquote, the introduction of the penis into the anus or the mouth of the other person is punishable by up to 20 years in prison and mandatory whipping. Another law punishes any sexual act involving, quote, the introduction of any object or any part of the body except the penis into the vagina or anus of another person. The federal laws, however, are rarely enforced, and federal police tend not to share state religious officials' zeal for invading the privacy of Malaysian bedrooms.
Wow, so that could apply to
take.
That could apply to heterosexuals too, then. So no conolingus, no oral fellatio, no, no fingers.
Wow.
All right, we do need to move to the next news.
No, but what's interesting is that this brings me back to my critical gender studies degree, in which back in the day, sodomy was not referring to anal sex. Sodomy referred to any sexual act outside of penile, vaginal sex. So a straight man and a straight woman engaging in oral sex was considered sodomy. You would be considered a sodomite for engaging in oral sex as a heterosexual couple. So what's interesting is they have those same definitions here. Fascinating. So yeah, now you guys just learned something about the history of sodomy.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair to straight people, a lot of the things that we do is also not okay. Like people like according to these religions, it's just basically, sodomy is not like, don't try to get all the attention, gay people. Okay, we straight people do a lot of things that is considered sodomy by these people. Okay,
no butt stuff. Yeah.
No. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So let us know in the chat if you are a sodomite.
I mean, if you're not, you're like
who isn't?
I mean, yeah. Geez, like imagine not being. Oh my god. Seriously. All right.
Anyways, Malaysia,
Actually, I don't know. Am I shaming vanilla people who just enjoy just like missionary, like feel like that's what I'm into? Yeah, okay.
Oral at all?
Just cuddling afterwards.
No, I don't. They don't like oral.
I know, cuddling only.
I mean, technically, handjobs are also like not okay, right? So, wow,
It's
you have to be
literally
so
just-
vanilla.
Yeah.
So, I have to like, is that
Within
is
the
that
sanctity of holy matrimony.
is vanilla shaming a thing? Like,
Let's
what if
make
that's
it-
what if that's like a couple, like that's what we're into and nothing else? Like, it's not because of religion or anything. That's just what we're into. All right, so vanilla shaming. Let's make that a thing. Don't vanilla shame people.
Okay. Don't do it. They're too pure for this world, and that's
Right.
okay.
Hey, don't call it. If you call that pure, now you're king shaming people that are into more other things.
There's no winning.
There's no winning.
But
Do what you want.
what I wanted to say was, Malaysia. There's some wins in this ruling, and there might also be some, cons to this ruling. But it seems like overall it's better because it doesn't give state authorities to be up in your bedroom, where it's less likely for federal authorities to be up in your bedroom. So I'm gonna overall call this a win.
Yay!
We'll give it a thumbs up.
Okay, you have Malaysia. You have the approval of Atheist Republic. By the way, Malaysia came after us. If people don't know, we have a history with the Malaysian government. They mentioned us in their parliament. Anyways, their deputy minister came after Atheist Republic. And I know a lot of people know about the history. And also subscribe to our newsletter, because if we get removed from all these platforms, at least we could reach out to you. And guys, by the way, if you subscribe to our newsletter, you get a free copy. Where's your copy, Susanna? Get it. We're doing promotion. You get a free. It's not even promotion. It's free. Okay, so if you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description, you get a free copy of Why There's No God. Come on, like, I'm handing it out for free. Okay, it's a bestseller on Amazon, and you get it for free. So subscribe to our newsletter, and you get a free copy of Why There's No God sent to you. Link in the description.